Welcome to the Wellness Lab Digest, where we distill life-changing insights from top wellness experts into bite-sized, science-backed episodes that fit your real life. If you're into quick, practical tools for better health, hit that subscribe button now and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. And don't forget to check the description below for links to our trusted sponsors and ways you can support the show. Now, let's feed your mind and fuel your day.
What if I told you that doubling your workout performance isn't about supplements or fancy equipment, but about understanding the temperature control system built right into your palms? The science behind this is absolutely mind-blowing.
You know, that's fascinating because most people focus on things like protein shakes or pre-workout supplements, but temperature regulation is actually way more fundamental to performance.
Exactly right. And here's what's really incredible. Researchers at Stanford found that simply by cooling people's palms between sets, they could increase their pull-up count from 100 to 180 in a single session. That's an 80% improvement just from managing temperature.
Hold on, that seems almost too good to be true. How exactly does that work?
Well, it all comes down to these special areas of our body called glabrous skin, found in just 3 specific locations: our palms, the soles of our feet, and our face. These areas have unique blood vessel structures called arteriovenous anastomoses, or AVAs, that act like thermal portals.
So these AVAs are basically like nature's built-in cooling system?
Precisely. And what's really fascinating is how they're connected to these specialized blood vessels that can expand or contract rapidly. The physics behind it shows that even small changes in these vessel diameters can lead to massive increases in heat transfer. We're talking exponential differences.
That's incredible. And I imagine this has implications beyond just working out, right?
Oh, absolutely. The military is using this technology. Firefighters are implementing it. And even NFL teams have adopted these cooling strategies. But here's what's really interesting. It's not just about cooling down. These same principles apply to warming up when you're too cold.
You know what surprises me most about this? The fact that jumping into an ice bath might actually be counterproductive.
Right. This is such a crucial point. When you immerse your whole body in cold water after a workout, you're actually blocking important pathways like mTOR that are necessary for muscle growth. It's much more effective to focus on cooling just those specific areas we talked about.
So what's the optimal temperature for cooling? Should people be using ice-cold water?
That's another common misconception. You actually want water that's cool but not freezing. Slightly below body temperature is ideal. If it's too cold, it causes vasoconstriction, which defeats the whole purpose.
That makes me think about all those athletes taking NSAIDs to control their temperature during workouts. Not exactly the safest approach, is it?
Definitely not. While NSAIDs can lower body temperature, they come with serious risks to your liver and kidneys, especially during exercise. The beauty of Palmer cooling is that it's completely natural, and you can adjust it in real time based on how your body responds.
Well, that's really interesting because it challenges a lot of common practices in athletics, like those expensive cryotherapy chambers. Are they really worth it?
That's a great point. We're seeing this trend toward increasingly expensive and complex solutions, when sometimes the simplest approaches are the most effective. A bucket of cool water and an understanding of these principles could potentially give you better results than a $50,000 cryotherapy chamber.
So what would a practical protocol look like for someone who wants to try this?
Here's a simple approach. During your workout, between sets, submerge your hands in water that feels cool but not cold. Think swimming pool temperature. Start with 30 seconds of cooling, and you can extend it up to a minute as needed. You might also want to experiment with cooling your feet or face.
And this works for any type of exercise?
Yes, though the protocols might vary slightly. For endurance training, you might focus more on periodic cooling during the activity. For strength training, cooling between sets is key. The fundamental principle remains the same. Keeping your core temperature from rising too high allows you to perform longer and recover faster.
That's fascinating how it connects to the brain's regulation of effort. Could you explain more about that cardiac drift phenomenon?
Oh, this is really interesting. Even if you're running at the exact same pace, just being in a hot environment will make your heart rate climb higher and higher. Your brain is constantly monitoring this relationship between heat-induced heart rate increase and effort-induced increase. When it hits a certain threshold, it basically forces you to stop. It's a survival mechanism.
So in a way, we're not just fighting physical limitations, but also our brain's protective mechanisms.
Exactly. And here's what's really cool. By managing temperature effectively, we're not just pushing through these limitations, we're actually working within our body's natural systems. It's like having a conversation with our physiology rather than trying to override it. Thanks for tuning in to the Wellness Lab Digest. If this episode helped you, here are 3 quick ways to support the show. 1. Subscribe to stay updated with fresh, body-loving wellness insights. 2. Share this episode with a friend who needs this today. 3. Comment below and tell us what topics you'd love to hear next. Want to do even more? Check the video description for ways to support the show. Stay curious, stay well, and we'll see you in the next episode.